Hi, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host. Just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona, and hopefully today with our picks and your picks, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Tuesday, April 9th, NBA slate, college basketball over, and we are recording this episode before the game is over. We're actually at halftime of that UConn-Purdue game, so we're just all NBA, and since they were off on Monday the 8th, Tuesday the 9th is a full slate to say the least. We're down to like the last four games roughly for these teams in the regular season. So to put it mildly, it's been a little bit of a jostle over the last few weeks. When betting these ones, you got to make sure that they have a desire to win the game or if it's more of a rest game. So that's the tough part this time of the season. That's what we're here to help you to figure out. So there's three games at 4:10 Phoenix time, 7:10 Eastern. We'll get started with game one. Mavericks going to Charlotte. Mavs 11.5 point home favorite, or road favorite, 221.5 total in this one. The Mavs still need wins to lock up. I mean, they're in the playoffs, but to stay out of the play-in as that West is so daunting with that. So Hornets, really nothing to play for at all in that one. So we are going to roll on this game with just player props. Necessarily don't like the side or the total. We're so far, now we're trying to get this out to you as soon as possible, so not everything is available as of yet. So I will remind you to check out our Google Sheets at the end of every show we do on YouTube. If you're on another social media platform, just click the link in our channel on that platform into YouTube. You'll be able to see the Google Sheets that we're talking about. But so far in that game, Luka over 31.5 points, Luka 35 plus points, Luka 4 plus threes, 5 plus threes, and then also Luka triple double. So one more time, Mavs Hornets, we've got Luka over 31.5 points, 35 plus points, 4 plus threes, 5 plus threes, triple double as well. Luka hasn't been on a scoring rampage as of late. I think he's going to need to score some points here in Charlotte to get it done. That's why we're riding back on the Luka train. As it makes more sense now, his number is not 35 every night at a minimum. So next game up, that same time slot, 4:10, 7:10 Eastern, or 7:10 Eastern. Pacers traveling to Toronto. Pacers right around 10.5 point favorite, 239.5. If you quickly is back and looks fully healthy, I think that's kind of a big help for that for the Raptors there. It necessarily doesn't mean they're going to cover a game. But we are looking at player props in that particular game. Unfortunately, none of those quite out as of yet. But in that Pacers-Raptors game, definitely looking at Quickly as one of the guys we're targeting on, as he had a 30-point game, 13 assists in his last game. So looking at that, especially with that Pacers, not necessarily the best defensive team out there. But I will say this, though, that 239.5 number is huge. We probably also might be looking at the under in that particular matchup as well. Next game up, same time slot, 4:10 here in Phoenix, 7:10 Eastern. Pistons traveling to the 76ers. 15.5 point dog on the road, 220 total. So 76ers obviously needing to collect as many wins as they possibly can to stay out of the play-in. It looks like they might be there anyway, but only a game back out of that. So question is who's going to play for Detroit? If Cade Cunningham's not going to play, we're definitely not going to have any Pistons players props. If Cade is playing, more than likely we'll have some there. Embiid rebounds will be something we want to look at again, as the book's been putting him at 9.5, right around the 10 mark. If they continue to put him at the 10 mark, we're going to continue to hammer the over on that one as well. So nothing out as of yet in that particular game. Make sure you do check out those Google Sheets like I've mentioned. Those will come in handy for that game there. Let's get up to, let's see here. Let me get to the next game here. That is going to be 4:30 here in Phoenix, 7:30 Eastern. Celtics going to the Bucks. Celtics 1.5, 2 point favorite, depending on where you're looking at, against the Bucks. 227.5 total. The Bucks have been absolutely horrid over the last 2 weeks against some of the worst teams in the league. Now the Celtics, nothing really to play for here in this one. But the last time they played in Milwaukee, they got their ass handed to them. Milwaukee was up like 35 at the half, and the Celtics didn't play any of the starters after that. Now, we don't know who's going to play quite yet. So unfortunately, player props are going to be out. We do like the Celtics in this matchup. I just think this is a pride thing for the Celtics and kind of remind the Bucks that they are the best team in the East. So Celtics -0.5 first quarter, -0.5 first half, and -2 for the game, and a bunch of player props to follow. Celtics -0.5 first half, -0.5 first quarter, and 2 for the game. Next game up on the schedule, 4:40 out here in Phoenix, 7:40 Eastern time. Heat Hawks. Heat 3-point road favorite going into Atlanta. Atlanta's stuck in the play-in game. Miami probably stuck in the first play-in game. The Hawks have played decently well. I'm not going to say they've played fantastic or anything like that. DeJounte Murray, he's had his moments. He's had some 30-point games. Most of those without Jalen Johnson in the lineup. One more scoring option or one more guy that goes to the hole. He tends to feed Jalen quite a bit as well in this one. We're not going to play side or total in this one. We do like some player props so far in this game. DeJounte Murray over 21.5 points. We'll also take DeJounte for 25+ points, 3+ threes, 4+ threes. Jalen Johnson, 9+ rebounds. DeJounte Murray over 3.5 turnovers and over 35.5 par. That's points, assists, rebounds combined. And Bam under 33.5 par. Hard to get as many rebounds in this particular case. Clint Capella is a great rebounder, first of all. Second of all, so is Jalen Johnson. And then the third option is is he going to see a lot of touches, or are the Heat just going to throw up a bunch of threes and Jimmy Butler? Bam is a great scoring option. I swear they forget about him half the damn time, though. Let him go down low instead of come up and play pass handoff up at the top of the key, but on that one. But so far in this game, in the Heat Hawks, DeJounte Murray over 21.5 points, 25+ points, 3+ threes, 4+ threes, 9+ rebounds, over 3.5 turnovers that Jalen Johnson was 9+ rebounds. DeJounte Murray over 3.5 turnovers, over 35.5 par, and Bam under 33.5 par. Next game up on the schedule, Knicks Bulls. You guys just played. OG Anunoby had an absolute disaster for us on a personal note. Knicks favored by 4 in Chicago, 212.5 on that one. Bulls locked into the play-in tournament. Knicks still fighting for seeding here. Knicks have a little bit more to play for in this particular one. We have nothing on this particular game as of yet. Wasn't any player props or anything like that available that we like. So make sure you come back and check out those Google Sheets once again. Next game up, Wizards. Going to Minnesota at the T-Wolves here. 5:10 out here in Phoenix. 8:10 Eastern time start. T-Wolves favored by 16.5. 222.5 total. No shock on the 16.5. The kind of number that kind of stuck out, though, was that 222.5. I guess they're expecting the T-Wolves to score 125 of that. Somewhere near that. We are going to focus on player props so far in this one. We might come back and play that under yet as well. But Anthony Edwards, 26+ points, 3+ threes, 4+ threes. Naz Reid, who had a monster game the other night as well, 20+ points. Let's see. Also, 3+ threes, 4+ threes, 5+ threes. And we'll play Naz Reid over 29.5 par. So far in that T-Wolves and also Kispert, 3+ threes and 4+ threes. As we've been playing Kispert for quite a bit throughout the season, and he's been like an ATM for us. So one more time, Wizards, T-Wolves, Anthony Edwards, 26+ points, 3+ threes, 4+ threes. Naz Reid, 20+ points, 3+ threes, 4+ threes, 5+ threes, over 29.5 par. Kispert, 3+ threes and 4+ threes. Next game up on the schedule, Magic heading to Houston. Houston's finally been eliminated from the tournament here. Magic, a 2-point road favorite, 213.5 total. 5:10 out here in Phoenix, 8:10 Eastern time game, as there's a bunch at that time slot. Magic is still playing for seeding as well. So the question is who's going to be a little bit more motivated? It should be the Magic in this particular one. We don't like the line or the total. The Rockets have been on a little bit of a losing streak, to say the least, but they have been good at home, despite this last 4 or 5 games. Just some player props for us at the start. We might add some things to this. So going back to check out the ledger on the Google Sheets is going to be highly important in this one. If you're following along, Banchero under 24.5 points, under 1.5 threes made, under 37.5 par, and over 3.5 turnovers. Is that Houston defense at home does tend to stand up a little bit and create a lot of havoc. Jalen Green, 25 plus points, 3 plus threes, 4 plus threes on that one as well. So one more time, Banchero under 24.5 points, under 1.5 threes made, under 37.5 par, over 3.5 turnovers. And then Jalen Green, 25 plus points, 3 plus threes, and 4 plus threes. Next game up on the schedule, Kings, Thunder. Nothing out on this game yet either. Kings are a 4-point road dog, 228 total. Kings are fighting to get out of the play-in. Thunder are playing for a top 3 seed. So should be pretty interesting matchup there. We're waiting to see if SGA or Jalen Williams are going to play. Necessarily don't like the Thunder being a 4-point favorite if those two aren't. Thought Jalen Williams was going to play in the last game out. He didn't play. So we'll wait to see what's going to happen in that one. But that will be a game probably pretty heavily bet by us once we get a little bit more clarity on what's going on. Last game at 5:10 out here in Phoenix, 8:10 Eastern. Spurs going to Memphis to play the Grizzlies. 215. Our Spurs are actually a 3-point road favorite, 215 total. Wow. This game basically for us is just going to be all about Wembanyama. To be really honest, there's nothing on the Grizzlies side, player points, props, or anything like that we're going to look at. But we will take Wemby 25 plus points, Wemby 30 plus points, 3 plus threes, 4 plus threes, 12 plus rebounds, Wemby 4 plus blocks, 5 plus blocks, and then under 4.5 turnovers. We're also going to wait for a couple more books to update a par bet. As the one par bet that was out there was like at 43.5. So we're waiting maybe just a little bit on that one there. The Grizzlies tend to slow and muck everything up. That's the only thing that kind of scares you when you're betting a bunch of overs on some of this stuff here with them. But Wembanyama, 25 plus points, 30 plus points, 3 plus threes, 4 plus threes, 12 plus rebounds, 4 plus blocks, 5 plus blocks, under 4.5 turnovers. Next game up on the board, it's going to be Nuggets Jazz. Nuggets headed to Utah, to Salt Lake City. They're a 14-point favorite, 225 total. Once again, no player props. There's way too many guys either hurt, sitting, or whatever it may be. In this one here, slight lean for us would be to Denver. The Jazz have just played that bad down the stretch. They did help us out on the under wins ticket, but with no marketing, Keontae George has been here or there. It's been brutal for the Jazz down the stretch, to say the least. Next game up, 7:10 out here in Phoenix, 10:10 Eastern time. Clippers coming to town against the Suns. This line's getting a little steep here for the Suns. Kawhi probably going to be out here. Suns are a 7-point home favorite. Total on this game, 225. The Clippers and Suns have played 2 games. Both of them were back in January, and both of them hit totals of 240-ish plus. So, yes, we're on the over, 225. We're going to be over first quarter, over first half, and over for the 225 for the game. Booker, we look to rebound here to have over 26.5 points, 30 plus points, 3 plus threes, and 4 plus threes. Harden over 2.5 turnovers. In the previous 2 games, he had 4 and 5 turnovers. 3 and 4 turnovers. Booker over 38.5 par as well on that one. And we might add some more things to that one yet, but that's without for sure knowing if Kawhi's playing, stuff like that. That's where we're at currently. So Clippers, Suns over the 225 for the game, over first quarter, over first half. Booker over 26.5 points, 30 plus points, 3 plus threes, 4 plus threes, over 38.5 par. And then Harden over 2.5 turnovers. Next game up on the board, Pelicans at the Trailblazers. Currently, Pelicans an 11-point road favorite, 211 total against the Trailblazers. Who knows who's playing for the Blazers? Probably Scoot and DeAndre Ayton and whoever else they can gather up. Pelicans are one of those things too. Right now, same record as the Suns for the 6th spot. Unfortunately, they don't own the tiebreaker. So they are looking for wins during the last 4 games of the season and hoping the Suns at least drop at least 1 or 2 to help them out to stay out of the play-in tournament. Sider total doesn't really get us too excited in this one, so just player props on this one so far. Zion over 26.5 points, 30-plus points, over 38.5 par. Trey Murphy, 3+ threes, 4+ threes in that one. So one more time, Zion over 26.5 points, 30+ points, and over 38.5 par. Trey Murphy, 3+ threes, 4+ threes, and that one there. And then the next game on the schedule, and the last one of the night, Warriors going to LA. Warriors right around a point and a half, 2-point dog, heading to LA. Looks like both these teams are going to be in the 9-10 play-in tournament. 232 total in this one. These games have all went over. We're going to stay away from that side. We are focused on some player props on this one. Don't know the status of AD yet on that one. Don't know the status of Steph Curry. So we'll stay away from those two at the moment. But we are focused on Clay. Over 15.5 points, 4+ threes, 5+ threes. LeBron, 25+ points. Draymond Green, over 12.5 rebounds plus assists, 7+ rebounds, and also 10+ rebounds. He was plus 400 on DraftKings. I understand that's because they think AD is going to play, but if he doesn't, this should be a rebound fest for Draymond in this one. And to get that kind of, that's going to go away as soon as the AD announcement up. So he's still live to get 10 rebounds whether AD plays or not, but to get plus 400 on a straight wager on that one, pretty enticing there. So one more time, Warriors and the Lakers. Clay over 15.5 points, 4+ threes, 5+ threes. He did hit 6 in his last game out when Steph didn't play on that one. LeBron, 25+ points. Draymond over 12.5 rebounds plus assists. Draymond, 7+ rebounds and 10+ rebounds. So make sure, like we've said it multiple times throughout the show, at the end of every episode that we do, make sure you do check out the Google Sheets. It'll read docs.google.spreadsheet, bunch of other stuff behind it. Also, if you don't want to look into the episode, if you look at our YouTube channel, there is a link there as well. Once you get inside of our channel, feel free to go there. And if you're looking for these NBA bets, just basketball 23-24 season, scroll down to April 9th. You'll be able to check out all those bets that we just went through, plus anything that we're going to update as well. So make sure you check that out when you do get some time. And as always, if you could subscribe and get notifications to our YouTube channel, makes life extremely easy to find us once you hit that subscribe button. We'll be in your subscriptions tab. And then if you want to make life even easier for yourself, turn on those notifications for YouTube. You'll get a notification sent to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of bets. Give you plenty of time to match those up with your bets and give you that ton of confidence you need heading to the betting app or betting window so we can all make some money. That's what we're here for. So I do appreciate everybody's support as always, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.